Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss another very specific and important topic, that is image generation. As you know, that when we are seeing image generation, means you are generating some sort of image using some sort of input data. That input data might be in the form of text, that input data might be in the form of images or something like. So there are so many different types of input data available, and you are supposed to generate a specific type of image based on your. So obviously we don't need a specific type of translator or something. We need a kind of generator network. So that particular generator network is not just converting something. That's why it's not a translator. It is a generator. Means some sort of intelligence need to be there. Some sort of heuristic need to be applied based on the past available data. So that's why the AI is going to come into the picture, and that's why this particular thing is going to get covered under the umbrella term, that is artificial intelligence. So one of the examples is the text to image generation model, which is very common because many times we just specifically specify to the model or some AI process that we are going to have a particular kind of image having these attributes. Means these properties should have been in the target picture, and you are supposed to generate. Then that particular model is going to generate or is responsible to create a particular type of image. So this particular thing is supposed to get converted in this particular video. So let's start. We are going to directly jump onto this particular GitHub repository. It is StyleGAN, and StyleGAN is going to specifically talk about a generative adversarial network having the TensorFlow implementation. So why this? Because this particular implementation is going to offer you all the basic required things, because they are having you the paper, they have the video implementation over here, they have the code, then they have the FFHQs. So all the related things are here. So it becomes easy for the specific user who is not going to find all the related things with respect to a repository. Now coming to this particular thing, so they have provided the NVIDIA research licensing here. If you are interested, you can go and explore. Additionally, I will highly recommend you to go to the paper first. But before going into the paper, we'll find out just the basic details. So here in the basic details, the Creative Commons license you can find over here, means you can easily have this work available to your team or yourself. Then you can use it, you can distribute it, and you can use it for your specific requirement without taking any specific permissions. Then you are supposed to have this particular system requirement. So the system requirements are clear, that Linux Windows supports is available. 64-bit Python installation is required. Then the Anaconda is recommended with an NumPy 1.14.3. Then TensorFlow specification is given there. Then the high-end NVIDIA GPUs are required with more than 10 GB, and the NVIDIA driver. All the required dimensions they have given over here. Then coming to the pretend network uses, so they have given the link for the pretend example. So you can go and have the use of this. And finally, when we are coming for the training, so obviously the data set is very important for any training. And when you prepare data set, means you do the sort of pre-processing. So that becomes quite important, because what type of image you want to generate, and what sort of input data is there. So all these things are important when you are going to pre-process your data set. Then coming to the training network, so the training instructions are specifically given over there, and you can go, you are supposed to go and edit it as per your requirement. Coming to the quality and the disentanglement evaluation, so all the related things is available. So it is a quite straightforward process. Nothing is there to have a sort of confusion. That's why I'm recommending this particular repository. Now you can have a look on this paper, which is going to be in the base paper of this particular work. So let's jump onto the specific PDF implementation of this work, and it is going to get open. Yeah, it will take just 1 or 2 seconds. Before that, in the meantime, we are going to discuss some of the things like, for example, what is image generation? So image generation is also means some people talk about it in the form of synthesis. Why do we call it synthesis? Because you are supposed to perform the sort of synthesis out of multiple sort of input. It doesn't matter whether it's a text, whether it's an image, whether it's audio or something like that. So the text, image, audio, etc. input is supposed to get synthesized, and then the target image generation is supposed to take place. Secondly, there might be different types of generation. For example, some conditional generation might be there, having some sort of conditions that you are supposed to generate a particular kind of image based on these conditions. Or there might be some unconditional generation, referring to just a simple sampling. There is no specific conditions attached. So when you are going for the state of the art sort of benchmarks, you will find a lot of database and the models associated. So like the STL10 and the FFHQ, the NIST, the Elson, and the Zephyr 100, then the Places 50 Fashionist, and the Replica, and the Objects Room, etc. So many data sets are available. And coming to the specific model, then the Gaudi, then WebM, then CocoGAN, then the Genesis version 2, then the StyleGAN XL, the projected GAN, etc. Multiple models are also available. So these are just some of the existing models and the data sets. There are a lot of data sets and respective models are available. You can go and have a respective exploration in the existing literature. There are so many academic web portals where you can go and have the specific exploration. Now coming to the specific implementation library. So as I told you that there are multiple libraries are also available. So in particular, the PyTorch GAN is available, then the PyTorch Studio GAN and etc. are also available. Additionally, when coming to the specific generation domain, then we have sorts of different works that you can sorts of different tasks that you can perform with respect to image generation. One is obviously, as I told you, text to image generation. Second is the sort of specific requirement based. For example, you don't want to generate image, you don't to specifically tell that you want to generate face. So face generation. Then you can say that the image generation from scene graphs. You are going to have some scene, and based on that, you are supposed to generate a particular image. Then conditional image generation, obviously, sort of examples are there. Then some image is not going to have the kind of imprinting, so the image imprinting is there. All these things are coming under this umbrella term of image generation, which is coming under the umbrella term of AI based art. So that's all. And coming to the specific literature, so there are so many implementation or the theory-based papers available. In this way only, we are discussing this particular work, which is available here, a style-based generator architecture for generative adversarial network. Okay, so this work comes from the NVIDIA research team, and the authors are proposing the alternate generator architecture for generative adversarial network. Alternative generator architecture, it means that it is not that it is the first form of generator architecture. There have been multiple different generator architecture in practice already, but they proposed a different sorts of architecture, and they used the concept of style transfer from the literature. Then they are saying that this particular architecture is offering the automatically learned unsupervised separation of high level attributes and the stochastic variation in the generated images. And it is allowing to enable the entity scale specific control of the synthesis. So that becomes very much important, because in this way, the state of the art quality gets improved and the distribution quality also gets improved. So finally, to quantify all these things, the interpolation and the disentanglement concepts have been included. If you move further, you can see that style-based generator basic introduction they have covered over here. Then the quality of generated images they have targeted. Then finally, the style-based generators properties in form of style mixing. Then the stochastic variation. Finally, the separation of the global effects from the stochasticity they have discussed. Then disentanglement studies they have discussed in the form of perceptual path length. Then the second thing is the linear separability. And then they have the specific conclusion with respect to the results and the parallel works with respect to other authors. So this parallel comparison is very much important, because when we usually say that our work is having some sort of improvement, then you need to parallelly compare your work with respect to the existing state of the art literature. So they have taken, the authors have taken the parallel work by generator, and they are showing that the traditional Gen generator architecture in every way is bit inferior to the style-based design. So style-based design is offering you bit improvement in terms of entanglement, etc. So that's why they are recommending to go for this particular type of GAN, generative adversarial network. So that's all from my side for this particular work. If you're interested, you can go and have the specific exploration of FFHQ data sets also. And some of the truncation tricks have also been discussed in the work. So there are different sorts of works like this. But why I'm recommending this? Because this particular work specifically talk about the sort of things which are very much necessary from implementation point of view, like the basic theory, like the basic implementation guidelines, like the visual implementation. So the instructions, video, code, everything is available over here, as well as the basic system requirements are quite clearly given over here. So these many things are supposed to be there. Then only initial or the naive person is supposed to get entered into the domain and have a kind of hands-on exploration. So hopefully this must have been useful for you. If you didn't like anything, please do comment and criticize the video. We will definitely look into what could be done to improve the quality for it. Thanks for watching. Happy life.